can always be improved. I feel like, education is one of those things that you have to take upon yourself. You have to educate yourself. You have to take the time, to get out there and, explore your resources and opportunities. So I really think education comes down to a personal issue more so than like as a group or as a whole nation. It's just something, if you want to get educated, you can go do that.
Okay, let me ask you this, Chris. Do you know what Texas stands?
No, I honestly don't know. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. I think Texas is one of the worst in the nation, right? Is that true?
That's correct. It is correct.
Yeah.
It is correct.
Yeah.
So
do you know where we stand as a nation? Do you know where America stands?
26th in the world, 25th?
We're 23.
23?
You know what number 1 is?
China.
Finland.
Finland. Oh, really? Okay.
Number 2?
Okay. Number 2, I have no idea.
South Korea.
South Korea, okay.
You have an idea on why?
My guess is that they just have a stronger focus on education and values that go with that. I'm not really too sure, but
Finland recruits the top 5% of college graduates to be teachers.
Oh, really?
While South Korea does the top 10%.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense then.
Do you think that's a stronger impact, or do you think that affects anything?
I mean, me personally, I really don't believe in stats. I think stats can be manipulated for other person's benefit or to make a certain government good look better than another. Also, too, like Finland and South Korea have a smaller population than the United States, so I'm not sure how those figures are counted. But me personally, like I said, I just think that regardless of who the teacher is, of course you don't want just anybody in the classroom, but it's up to you as a student. It's your education. You decide what you want to do. If you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor. If you want to be a janitor, just you get the education for that, and you do your best at it. And so I just think it's personal at the end of the day.
Do you know anything about the No Child Left Behind Act, or what it entailed, or what it implemented?
I know that it's something that Laura Bush implemented, and it's basically has to do with tax testing or something like that. And it's like you have to get a certain score that you have to meet. That's pretty much all I know. But
well, not necessarily. Like dealing with that, No Child Left Behind. That's just really saying like no child can be left behind, no child can be flunked. You know what I'm saying? Held back. But if they do, they have to go in front of a board or whatever and get everything correct and say why they're holding the child back. That's why they do things like this. No child left behind.
So in a sense, it's not up to us in our education when they start this from grade K to 12, because if a kid isn't reading at a 3rd grade level, it's not up to that teacher to fill it. It's up to the government. So you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up where we didn't have tax testing, we had TOS testing, so it was a little bit different. And I do feel like the generations that's coming after me is kind of like they got kind of a jaded system, So I agree, like there's definitely some restructuring that needs to be done within the school system, especially in the state of Texas. And if we don't do something, then we're just gonna continue to lag behind the rest of the world and the country. So yeah, I agree.
I have one more question for you. Do you think that the economy and our ranking on education correlate?
Oh yes, I do. I totally agree. It just seems that if the countries that that place priority, education as a priority, are the countries that economically are sound. So I mean, if we're gonna get back to being the number 1 in the world economically, then education has to come first. So,
well, thank you, Chris.
All right, that's nice meeting you.